Good afternoon, dear friends. I'm glad to welcome you to our Healthy News webinar once again. Today we're going to discuss our new Lipostick Fit launch in detail. To begin with, I'd like to know if you can hear and see me clearly. As usual, send me pluses or minuses, and let me know if you hear and see me poorly. Well, I see everything is fine. Wonderful. Then let us begin. This time, we're not just talking about a new product. We're talking about a new format for us. And this is especially exciting because we're not twiddling our thumbs. We strive to use new technologies. In particular, we try to make the methods of product consumption more convenient and understandable for all of you. So let's get started. First of all, we will start with the context, with the general situation, the situation from which the idea of Lipostick Fit, the product, came from. Take a look at these statistics. While you were looking, the product appeared in my hands. This is what the package looks like. This is one of the most interesting packages of our product range. It's very nice to touch, but we'll talk about this a bit later. Now, to the issue of being overweight. Back to my slide. 2 billion people are overweight, and even more today than ever. I think that due to the self-isolation, this number will seriously increase. Nevertheless, even today, it is a significant number. About 33% of the world's population is overweight and obese. Let's learn what overweight is and what obesity is. Let's take the wording of the WHO, the World Health Organization. Overweight is associated with a BMI index, a body mass index, that you, by the way, can check online. There are many calculators where you can get this figure by entering your height and weight. So if this number is 25 or more, then you are overweight. If this number is 30 or more, then you are obese. Obviously, this is probably not the most accurate characteristic. There are other indices. However, this is the most commonly used, and apparently, that's why it's used by the WHO. Thus, 1/3 of the world's population, or more, already are overweight to one extent or another. This is quite a problem. Not plucked from the air, but something that we face every day. And this number is growing with each passing year. This is a slide where we compared this number with the one in 1978. Over the past 40 years, the number of overweight people has tripled and continues to grow. Perhaps in 2020, this number will especially increase, for obvious reasons. Let's take a look at the reasons for the appearance of excess weight. Two main reasons are worth highlighting here. The first is energy imbalance, where the dietary calories are greater than the energy that the body needs. That is, we eat more, but spend less energy. We eat a lot of simple carbohydrates. Not fat, but simple carbohydrates that contribute to excess fat appearance are our main enemies. We will talk about this a little later. It's worth noting that you can see all the factors that result in the energy imbalance in the slide. How does this happen? Can you see this vicious circle, as I call it? An average person's diet is largely composed of simple carbohydrates. Why is this happening? There are many reasons. The first and foremost is their low cost. After all, the most satisfying and cheapest foods are simple carbohydrates. All fast food that provides getting stuffed quickly is mostly simple carbohydrates. The second reason is the taste of food. Search for food porn images on the internet, and you'll see everything that we consider delicious food. These are burgers, pizza, sweets, cakes, all kinds of cupcakes, and so on. All these are simple carbohydrates. Normally, our association with delicious foods is connected with simple carbohydrates. We live in their world, and in such a context where this vicious circle exists, which is very difficult to get out of. Nevertheless, today we will try to do it. Speaking about this vicious cycle once again, we eat simple carbohydrates, and there is a sharp surge in our blood sugar, which is why we soon feel hunger again, and thus we overeat. We eat these bread rolls again. They cause an insulin surge, and it runs on a loop. The second factor, which is worth mentioning, is the metabolism slowing down. There are several reasons for that. The most important is age, unfortunately. Age is a key factor in the metabolism slowing down. We can remember with fondness the years when we ate almost anything, anytime, without consequences. Now, of course, this does not work. So, we have to take control of our desires. Aging is a key factor affecting the metabolism slowing down. But the lack of physical activity is also worth mentioning. Other factors are unbalanced nutrition, all kinds of diseases, which also contribute to the metabolism slowing down. How does this happen? The slower our metabolism, the greater the likelihood that each subsequent meal overlaps the previous one, which results in an excess of calories that simply do not have time to be absorbed and are transformed into fat, which, in the long run, leads to weight gain. If we consider the slowdown of metabolism this way, at the same time, food with the same number of calories, depending on the metabolic rate, can be absorbed completely differently, as you can see in this slide. Accordingly, if your metabolism is all right, you will assimilate a fairly large percentage of those fats, proteins, carbohydrates that you consume. If your metabolism is slowed down, most of what you eat can be stored as fat. What affects the metabolism? I think this is more or less something that everyone knows. It's worth focusing on gender. In men, metabolism is 5 to 10% higher than in women. If you didn't know, this is definitely the case. The main factors are the age I've mentioned, food thermogenesis, and exercise. The body composition also makes a difference. The more muscle we have, the higher the metabolism. This is all definitely connected. How can we speed up the metabolism? Up till now, I told you about the general context. And today, under self-isolation conditions, it is as important and relevant as possible. But now, I'd like to start talking directly about the product that exists in this context. So here is our new product that we are launching in the near future. It is called Lipostick Fit, and Lipostick is a very new format that we are presenting to you. What is it like? What does it look like? This is Lipostick. It can also be called a sachet. We call it Lipostick. What is it? These are sachets with a liquid liposomal formula inside, which in fact has a pleasant taste. You will see this soon. It's a very convenient portion of the product, a portion of the active components that fulfill a particular task. In this case, we solve the problem with weight control. This is what our box looks like. There are 15 portions in it. We'll have a talk about the course a little later. This is our new product that contributes to safe weight loss due to the enhanced bioavailability of the liposomal formula. This is what it looks like. It has a modern, convenient format and the proven effectiveness because its manufacturer, TCI Bio, has tested the effectiveness of the main component of this product. What about the manufacturer? Let's talk about production. As far as this case is concerned, it is so interesting that there was a special stream. For the first time, at least in our practice, we went live. It was on April 30th. Be sure to find the recording on our official YouTube channel if you haven't watched it yet. This production is worth your attention. It's really cool how everything is organized there. I often travel to different production sites, and I've got something to compare with. There is much to be surprised in this instance. First of all, it's energy efficiency. In this production facility, there are several laboratories and factories. It uses more than 70% of renewable solar energy. Their goal is to fully transfer to solar energy by 2030. This is truly energy efficient and an environmentally friendly production, which today sounds even more essential than ever. The production has all conceivable certificates that comply with the strict world standards of all countries. These are GMP, HACCP, ISO, and so on. All we mean when we talk about professional production that meets our quality standard. What we did not speak about during the last stream, and what makes sense to mention today, are the farms. After all, the production of TCI is not only done by a company. TCI is not just about manufacturing facilities. It also has its own farms that grow a large number of components used in the formula. For example, they grow plants from which all our components are then extracted. This makes it possible to control the quality of the ingredients used in the product more strictly. This is the liposomal formula. The number of zeros is correct. 1 billion liposomes per drop of Lipostick Fit, the manufacturer claims. Liposomes have improved bioavailability. This is already a familiar technology for us. Last year, we launched a liposomal product line. We already have vitamin C, vitamin D, and curcumin in stock. We will expand this line, but in this case, we have a double Nutra technology. This is TCI's development. What is it like? This is not just liposome entrapment. It's a two-step process that first involves emulsification for components that are difficult to mix, which may even have an antagonistic effect. Uniformity of these components is achieved. Then their subsequent encapsulation into the liposome occurs. Such a two-step effect is the next level of liposome entrapment. Let me remind you that liposome entrapment is perhaps one of the most effective bioavailability technologies we know. Then there is the next level of liposome entrapment technology from TCI company, double Nutri. Let me remind you of liposome's key benefits. Bioavailability, I've mentioned. Biocompatibility, it also seems appropriate to mention. The fact is that liposomes have a structure that is very close to our own cell membranes. Therefore, it is the material that, when absorbed, becomes part of the cell membranes. When it releases the active component into the cell, it becomes part of the cell membrane. Of course, it is cool that we use products with this property. Besides, this certainly means safety, the absence of toxic components. And this is in line with one of our key tenets. Our products must be safe. Absolutely. I cannot help but mention synergene technology because, in this case, the use of artificial intelligence occurs. The fact that there is a huge database of research and materials which helps to compare various components at a genetic level. This happens automatically. That is, a huge number of combinations of ingredients are automatically selected to identify the maximum possible synergy corresponding to a particular task. In this case, the task is to accelerate the metabolism to control weight. This technology is, again, a development of TCI that gives an opportunity to recreate the formula as accurately as possible. Let's take Fitaviron product for comparison that we have already launched and is already available in Europe, Russia, in the Customs Union, online. This is a product with 21 ingredients in its composition. You know about this product. Many of you have heard of it for sure. If anyone hasn't heard of it, please watch our special stream with the developer, creator of the product, Dr. Dushik. There are 21 components. This product is meant for immune stimulation. This is an antiviral immunomodulator, the most relevant product today. There are 21 ingredients there. In Lipostick Fit, we are dealing with 6 active ingredients. However, each of these ingredients is worth being specially mentioned. Here you can see that all of them affect the product's efficacy. There are 2 groups of 3 ingredients in each. Let's talk about each of them. Of course, the key is the flavonoid complex. This is TCI's patented fermented tangerine peel complex. They call it pankan. Here you can see a photo of this product. We call them tangerines. Now the scientific community is paying more and more attention specifically to citrus flavonoids as effective components. We can use them in weight control formulas. Patented extracts appear in different countries. We settled on this one as one of the most effective. It's no accident that TCI uses fermentation because it makes for increasing the activity of this component's main ingredients. These are nobiletin and 3-methoxynobiletin. Their concentration is enhanced dozens of times. Nobiletin is the main component for accelerating metabolism here, while 3-methoxynobiletin is a component that also has anti-inflammatory properties and contributes to sound sleep. Isn't that a cool effect of Lipostick? I really like it. Apart from getting the target effect of weight control, we also have such a great additional effect. When you take your Lipostick in the evening, it will contribute to having a heavier and better sleep. Thus, fermentation further enhances the effect of the product. So, through the example of one component, we can examine how our product gains its strength and effectiveness. It is necessary not only to use some random citrus flavonoid, any of which is and could be considered an effective component. It is important to use the right component in the right form. There is an environmentally friendly farm under the control of the manufacturer where tangerines are grown. The peel of these tangerines is fermented. An extract is made of it. And then the extract is mixed with additional components, which we will talk about a little later, and then encapsulated in a liposome. All these steps are very important for us to get the most effective product. It is very important to speak of the components. I often see that products, dietary supplements, that are advertised and a lot is said about their effect, their benefits, their results, about those who need them, how to take them, while very little is said about their composition, their technology, the manufacturer. However, we believe that these are the key factors affecting the result, the effect, and the quality of the product. That is why I devote most of my presentation to composition. We'll go on talking about the composition, and there are already more familiar and clear components, such as green coffee bean extract. Green coffee has long existed on the market, as a rule, as an independent product. People like to use it very much. Nevertheless, in our product, it does not play the main role, but a supporting role. However, it helps to enhance metabolism and control appetite. In this case, this is a very important property. This helps to shake off excess sweet cravings. Why? Due to chlorogenic acid and chromium contained in green coffee beans in a sufficiently large amount. It is worth noting that this is not the kind of coffee that you drink in the morning. This is an extract from green, unroasted coffee. This is also a very important ingredient that complements the action of citrus flavonoids. Next is tea, also a well-known antioxidant. It has many useful properties known to you, one being longevity. There are many green tea fans among us. I am especially fond of Japanese green tea. Among its other actions, it is important to highlight the increased activation of the body's metabolism. Again, if I just take a cup of coffee and a cup of tea and start to drink them, this does not mean that I will receive these active ingredients in the quantity and quality that are necessary to enhance and accelerate the metabolism that we are talking about today. It is precisely a kind of active ingredient that we add to our formula that is important to us. The same is true for L-carnitine, a component which is especially well known to athletes. It is a vitamin-like substance that provides for the breakdown of fats. Athletes are quite familiar with it. Although, if we're talking about L-carnitine, this is the product that works under physical activity, preferably under intense physical exercise. In this case, in our formula, it also helps to reduce body fat and, along with other ingredients, enhances the overall effect. Noni juice, superfruit, long known to our consumers and distributors, who have been developing and consuming our products with us for many years. At one time, we had noni juice in glass bottles. Noni juice, as well as acai juice, goji juice. Do you remember? This product uses Taiwanese noni, again fermented. Speaking of noni, this is primarily the richest source of superoxide dismutase. It is an antioxidant enzyme that is necessary to resist inflammation, those inflammations that contribute to weight gain. It is worth noting that in the Lipostick Fit formula, there are ingredients that have both a direct effect on increasing the metabolic rate and an indirect effect. Together, they create a powerful effect and give a fully successful result. And here is noni juice, one of these kinds of ingredients. The next ingredient is black pepper extract. Not just black pepper extract, but bioperine. This is a patented extract from Sabinsa. This is a large-scale manufacturer of various extracts. Bioperine is perhaps one of the most popular. Why? Because it is used in a lot of products and is very widely used in Ayurveda. There's a book called the Handbook of Common Ayurvedic Practices, one of the key books that contains a lot of information about the use of certain ingredients. There are about 370 recipes. It turns out that black pepper is contained in 240 out of 370 products. For good reason. Why? Because it's a booster. Where there is black pepper, the action of nutrients contained in the formula is enhanced. Therefore, in this case, it contributes to an even greater action enhancement of the effects of those components I mentioned above. Well, due to this whole variety, due to all those ingredients, we get a range of advantages of the product properties that we need. This is active fat burning, an obstacle to fat accumulation, and it makes up for the lack of nutrients that are necessary for normal metabolism. It also controls appetite and reduces sweet cravings. Sleep improvement is also a nice bonus. This is the full range of benefits that Lipostick Fit product has. We received a study from the manufacturer of hesperidin, which is also found in the fermented peel of tangerines. It has antiviral and immunomodulating properties. But I will talk about this some other time. So, what have we got? We've got a product that has a really powerful, effective formula. I really want you to have an opportunity to make sure of this as soon as possible. Yes, the product works, even if you don't have exhausting workouts every day. And if you don't follow a strict carb-free, low-carb diet and so forth. However, this does not mean that we can just relax, lie on the sofa, eat burgers, and wait for fantastic results. That is why we decided to accompany the launch of Lipostick Fit in a special way. We decided that while most people are still self-isolating, we all have to learn how to control our weight at home. So many experts on our websites soon will start talking about how to do this. These will be professional nutritionists, psychologists, fitness instructors. These will be your peers who have achieved great results, who have their know-how. This is going to be an exchange of best practices. Get ready for the fact that you will have a large amount of applied, practical information that will accompany the launch. We're going to run a marathon called Fat to Fit. Let's turn our fat tissues into something more aesthetic. Speaking of weight control, of losing weight, at the Coral Club, we are talking about primarily the healing effect. Aesthetics is about personal taste. Over the years, people have come to like either thinner or larger forms. That's just the way it is. Yet we can't hold back the fact that being overweight is an additional risk factor for many serious diseases of the cardiovascular system, the musculoskeletal system, and so on. Therefore, we are talking about healthy weight control. Control in a form that allows us to feel good and keep ourselves fit, without detriment to our health. It is important to point out what our product does not contain. These are diuretics. We do not have diuretic components, which are often actively used in other formulas. They remove fluid, but they don't contribute to fat burning ultimately. Therefore, we do not use components that react quickly but ineffectively. We do not use laxatives. We don't use steroid hormones, which are often found in formulas with an unverified effectiveness. In this context, when we talk about safe weight loss, we mean, among other things, the absence of these ingredients. A portion stick, this new format, makes it possible to use the product as conveniently as possible. To experience its effect, we need to take at least 2 liposticks a day. Accordingly, it's handy to put them in a bag or keep them with you. They are convenient to consume, indeed. You don't even need water for this, although we love water so much. But if you don't have any at hand, although any Coral member should have water at hand, nevertheless, you can consume the product without water. We open and drink it just like that. We did our best to make the product tasty. This was not an easy task. Why? Because a pleasant taste is achieved as a rule through using a great deal of sweeteners and different flavorings. We are not in favor of a large number of flavorings. Nevertheless, there is a sweetener here, familiar to you and beloved by you. It is stevia, a natural sweetener with a low glycemic index. We try to ensure that the product is fully consistent with what you expect from Coral Club. Therefore, I am sure that you will like the taste of this product. It took a lot of time to work out the taste because, in Asia, for example, people care less about if there are any flavoring agents in the product or if it is sugar-free. The only thing that matters is that it tastes good. Here, I would like to believe that we have observed this balance. Sealed packaging and accurate dosage. You have to take it twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening. In the evening, either before training or before eating. And I'd like to stress once again that by drinking this product in the evening, you also make a good investment by having a healthy sleep. I'm sure that this is quite relevant to many of us. Here is a very important slide, a slide where you can see the club price and bonus points. We tried to make the most exciting coefficient for you. We did our utmost to make this product as accessible as possible under the current circumstances, taking into account the use of all the technologies and ingredients that I mentioned above. Therefore, please welcome our new product. You will hear a lot about it, including from us. I've said that we're going to do a full launch. It's worth noting that in order to take the monthly course completely, you will need 4 boxes. There are 4 such boxes here, so you can estimate. I believe that this product is quite competitive, taking into account what is on the market. Here we certainly tried to work for the effect and use everything that we know. We use all those technologies that contribute to the improvement of this effect, without the use of any prohibited methods, diuretics, hormones, and so on, as I have said before. This is such an interesting product. I'm very interested in how much it will be in demand, precisely from its format point of view. But we go on developing this format. We are already learning new formulas, not only fitness or weight, but also for immune stimulation. This topic has been with us a long time. Therefore, I'm sure we'll work long and successfully with this format. That is the news I have for you today. So let us once again welcome the new product which will appear in the Coral Club line in the near future. Everything will depend on logistics. The product has already been produced, and distribution begins. Depending on where and when it is delivered, launches will start. Although you will surely be informed of this. Now, for your questions, my friends. Do you have any questions? Did I forget to cover anything? Come on, we have the opportunity to talk. Negative side effects. As far as we know, the product has no contraindications, unless you are allergic to any of the components. By the way, if we talk about just green coffee and tea, you cannot worry about the amount of caffeine in the product. It is minuscule there. We used active polyphenols, if this is tea, for example, without a large amount of caffeine. Even using tea or coffee, we use exactly those active ingredients that we need and try to reduce those ingredients that are not necessary for the formula. One box contains 15 liposticks. I see you ask me how long it takes to drink a product. It takes a month to get a direct result. You should take 2 sticks a day for 1 month. This makes 60 liposticks. These are 4 boxes. What about nursing mothers? They should consult a doctor. And I would not recommend anything other than Prenatal Plus for nursing mothers without first consulting a doctor who observes you. How many times a year? There are no restrictions. We make it as safe as possible, almost for constant consumption. However, in any case, it's better to take different products. So you'd better take it for a month, and then you can take a break for another month. In fact, you can constantly take it, yes. The presentation will definitely take place in the near future. We will broadcast this presentation to you using our existing channels. Is it possible to offer the product to people who have not taken anything before? Yes, it is. Please note that our products are becoming more and more accessible. Kolovada is the product you need to be prepared for, which you need to understand fully. In the case of Lipostick, however, you don't need to understand many complex aspects. If you have a stick, you just take it and drink it. We try to make our products as clear as possible, something you can start using almost immediately. I've already mentioned the price. There was a slide with the price. The start of the marathon? Depending on how our logistics work in these hard days, it's very difficult to talk about exact dates now. As soon as we get accurate information on the dates, we will definitely inform you. It probably goes well with fan detox. Well, frankly speaking, everything goes well with fan detox. There will be a recording. It will be almost immediately after the stream is over, for sure. What is the percentage of metabolism enhancement? It's very difficult to answer this question. I think no one can answer. You see, we are all different. Everyone has a different metabolic rate. That's why we know for sure that there will be some enhancing, but the percentage is very difficult to calculate. Although there will certainly be mass testing, and we will certainly define an average figure, a real-life figure. You should take it in the morning and in the evening, yes, with food. What about weight gain? No, this product does not cause weight gain. It should be taken with food. I see there are only similar questions left, so I will wrap up. It took us 45 minutes, it's fine. So now it will be easier to promote the product. I am very happy about this new product, this format. We have been waiting a long time for it and worked on it. They've been working with this formula for about 2 years. And I am pleased to finally introduce to you the product Lipostick Fit in our new format, Lipostick and Liposomes. I know how much you love our liposomal products line, how it has struck a chord with you. I'm sure you will like this product too. So, hold on. Everything will ultimately be fine. However, you should take care of yourself, your health, your body. Invest resources in this. First of all, take your time. You know, all we have now is time. Everyone is staying at home. So, see you very soon. Get ready for a Fat to Fit marathon. Be healthy, friends, and see you next time. Bye-bye.